Join us today as we spend some time at Whitby Abbey and tell you a little about its past and how it is still benefiting the town of Whitby and its economy on a regular basis, even though the abbey is just a ruin. Anyone that has visited Whitby before would have seen Whitby Abbey sitting majestically in its proud position over the bay, as we have many times, but this was our first visit to the actual abbey. Okay, let's start with the basics. There is a car park beside Whitby Abbey that is owned and managed by the local council. And as we have paid for a few hours parking down in the town of Whitby, we still had some time remaining on our ticket that we could transfer up here. It's the first time I found a council that does this. What a fab idea. Also for us, as we were going to be in Yorkshire for a few days, as well as visiting Whitby Abbey, we wanted to visit Scarborough Castle and the Clifford Tower in the city of York. So it made sense for us to invest in an annual membership with English Heritage. We were able to do this at the entrance to Whitby Abbey, and there was an offer on at the time giving us 15 months for the price of 12, even better. Now we're English Heritage members, we can get into Whitby Abbey for free as often as we wanted, as well as all their other properties. Alternatively, if you're so inclined, you can walk the famous 199 steps and admire the view along the way from the town of Whitby to St Mary's Church and then on to Whitby Abbey. Now, there are lots of myths and legends relating to Whitby Abbey. For example, that it inspired the 1897 Bram Stokers Dracula novel. This in turn has helped Whitby become the goth capital of England and provides visitors with many goth and steampunk weekends during the year, along with the many shops that have wares suitable for goths and steampunk boats to purchase, which is obviously fantastic for the Whitby economy. Now the opening times are currently advertised as daily 10 o'clock till 5 o'clock, but is also always worth checking before planning a visit. There is a Youth Hostel Association operated coffee shop outside of the grounds, and there are toilets in the visitor centre. Dogs on short leads are allowed to explore Whitby Abbey. Now Whitby Abbey sits above the gorgeous town of Whitby in North Yorkshire, overlooking the North Sea. Whitby Abbey has towered above Whitby for almost 700 years, and it dates back to the 13th century. In fact, there's been a religious building on this site recorded as far back as a monastery back in AD 657. You can pick up an audio guide for free from the ticket office or purchase a guidebook to learn more about the extensive history of Whitby Abbey. Construction of the stone masonry started in the early 12th century, but nothing of this remains above the ground. The ruins you see today are from the magnificent church built between the 13th and 15th century. In 1539, during Henry VIII's suppression of the monasteries, the abbey was reduced to ruins and the monks dispersed. The wealthy Cholmondeley family became the site's new owners in 1555, turning some of the buildings into a grand house. The dramatic cliff tops at Whitby have been home to communities for over 3,000 years. This was an important holy place and seat of power. The headland's vivid history continues to inspire artists and writers and have left a rich heritage of myth and legends. Along with the stunning architecture, the grounds of Whitby Abbey provide some stunning views of the bay. Once you have finished admiring the Gothic architecture of Whitby Abbey, you will exit through the visitor centre and museum, which are housed in a 17th century mansion. You'll even find a rare signed copy of Bram Stokers' novel Dracula here. So make sure you have subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye!